When a narcissist texts you, I miss you, it means many things, but nothing good. Every time I fell for those I miss you texts. And the I miss you text can come in many forms. It's a how are you doing? Hey, I forgot my hairbrush at your house. Like and then it'll lead into them asking about your day. And then the thing is, the narcissist never does things with pure intentions. That's what a lot of things sets them apart from us. But one of the key factors that really qualifies someone to be a narcissist is what are their intentions behind their actions. And that goes for all toxic people. When we got into this relationship with them, we had pure intentions. When we miss them, we genuinely do miss them. But when they send you those texts, they're trying to gather information. They're trying to see where are you in terms of how you view them. Have you woken up yet to the facts from narcissism? Are you still hurt? Narcissists can get very sadistic sometimes, and sometimes they just want to see if you're hurting. It's hard to understand for normal people, but they really do think that way. A lot of the times those hi, how are you texts, they're just trying to gauge your level of how damaged you are. When you receive that text, it's going to have all these floods of emotions, especially if you've been no contact with them for a while. Because of what happened in the trauma bond, even though at this point, hopefully they're a narcissist and that it's never going to work out with them, that text it'll make you feel something for someone that obviously isn't good for you. It's going to elicit a reaction, like a chemical reaction within you. And sometimes we have to keep going back to the narcissist to learn the lessons that they're there to teach us. I surely fell for them. I fell for those I miss you texts, those how are you doing texts, and when my dumb ass goes back to them, and I had to repeat that cycle, man, so many times till the last discard, which was like 4 months ago. It was just so painful that if I were to return to them, I don't think I could take more pain, but it's also like I would be saying that I really have like zero self-respect for myself. That's another thing that I miss you text means. It's very disrespectful, right? For them to discard you, humiliate you, cheat on you, all that terrible stuff a narcissist can do, and they're like, "How are you? How do you think I am? I've been like curled up in a ball for the past few weeks. I've been emotionally eating, like all the stressful things that happen after dating them." And that's another reason you shouldn't even respond to those I miss you texts. It's just going to restart that cycle all over again. That's another reason they send that text. They're trying to just weasel their way into your life in whatever way they can, because see, the narcissist isn't very smart, but they've gotten good at playing that game. And because they've done this to so many people at this point, they kind of know the timelines that it takes for people to well, man, some people never really, we never really 100% heal from this experience. It'll always be there with you. But they know that after a certain amount of time, a few months, whatever it might be, that their target, their victim, gets to a point where they get harder to control, harder to reach. And that's why even if they discard you, they're stalking your social media, they're sending you those texts. They want you in a place of hurt. They don't want you to get better. Because as soon as you wake up to them, as soon as you start to realize the thing is, we treat narcissists like normal people. When we see those type of texts from a normal ex, they might mean that they're ready to maybe try again. They might give you a genuine apology. That's not going to happen with a narcissist. They have a disordered mind. They're a narcissist. They aren't there to get better or do better. They're just trying to like get what they want, and honestly, it's just gonna get worse. It always gets worse the more you go back to them. For some, they've lost disrespect. They've lost respect. Well, they never had respect for you, but the little bit of fake respect they had, they lost it because you keep going back to them. It's like that's what happened to me in my last with the relationship with the narcissist. At the end of it, I think even in some deep part of that narcissist, because it's on a spectrum, it's easy to victim or to villainize and say that these people are just pure evil. Most of their intentions are evil, but through my journeys in spirituality and just religion and reading every book I can, I do believe that there's just good in everyone, even if it's just this much. And even she says she kind of, I guess she felt bad for me. Like it's hard to tell with narcissists. So they don't even know what's going on in their mind. But she kind of said, "I'm not a good person. Like I keep, I'm not gonna ever be the person you want me to be." And I can tell, because narcissists do feel shame. That's one of and they do regret sometimes, right? And I could see the shame in her face. Narcissists have this compulsion to keep being the person they are. Even if they wanted to be a good person, they probably couldn't do it. It's it's so ingrained in their character and their personality that when a narcissist sends you a text like that, it's not coming just from a normal place. It's coming from a narcissistic place. What you need to do is, well, sometimes I understand it's hard to block them. You might be a family member. It might be just someone you have a child with or something. You have to develop a thicker skin, and you have to understand. For me, a big part of letting go and really deflecting a lot of what the narcissist does, and so they still send me texts. I ignore them now, but if you can't ignore them, you have to learn to not absorb it. Just read it for what it is. Understand that this person is has a disordered mind, and they're not. From what I said at the beginning, read into what it really means, because that's what got us into a lot of trouble with the narcissist. We took a lot of their things for face value because we believe them to be a normal person. They aren't. Read into what it really means. When it comes to text from them or anything they do, view it as from the lens and the viewpoint of this is a narcissist and there's a hidden meaning behind it. And when you do that, it makes it easier not to be so emotionally involved, right? When you understand that when they text you, "I miss you," that it's just information gathering. They're trying to hurt you again. It's easier to let go of those emotions of missing that person, and feeling that there might be hope that they'll one day change or that this relationship will one day work.